Okay, let's go ahead and continue with problem number 12. You were asked to do this one at home. I hope you did, but either whether you did or you didn't, let's go over it now. A survey was given to a group of parents. So our universe is parents. It's always nice to identify that so you know what you're looking at. Asking them how many hours they work for wages in a typical week. Okay, working for wages. All right, that's a lot different than working. Each parent self-identified as either a mother or a father. Some of the results are filled in the two-way table. Okay, so let's call the circles M for mothers. And here that would show that it's either a mother or a father, since it's parents, they're either going to have to be a mom or a dad. Okay, and let's do W is works more than 40 hours per week. So here we have our M and here we have our W. Okay. So once again, the mothers who work more than 40 hours is this group here in the middle. The mothers who work less than 40 hours is this piece over here. By the way, this shape, just in case you're curious, is called a loon. Okay, then the fathers, which basically means you're not a mother and you work more than 40 hours, would be over here. So it would be everything outside the mom circle, but inside the W circle. And then lastly, every parent who is not a mom and doesn't work more than 40 hours a week is outside. Okay. All right, so let's fill in the table and let's fill in the Venn diagram at the same time. Okay, so both circles, moms who work more than 40 hours. Moms who work less than 40 hours is over here. Not moms who work more than 40 hours belong in this circle, but not in the overlap. And then we're going to have to figure out how many there are on the outside. Okay, well, the total here is 11 plus 15, of course, gives me 26. 10 plus this gives me 22, so of course that's 12. So that is 21, that is 27, and both directions they better add up to 48, which in fact they do. Okay, so now I know that this part is 12. Okay, so let's go on and do the next one where they talk about job applicants. All right, so let's see. To create a two-way table and then use the table to create a Venn diagram. Okay, well, who is the universe? We have applicants who do and do not have a high school diploma, applicants who do or do not have 2 years of experience. So our universe is going to be applicants. And the two things that we're comparing are going to be the high school diploma. So I'm going to just put that one over here. So they have a high school diploma or no high school diploma. And let's see, 2 years experience. Or less than 2 years experience. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. While I'm thinking about the problem, I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I've got my color coding going on. Now, as we're taking our test and stuff, you guys can absolutely do it this way. If you have access to, you don't have to go out and buy anything, but if the color coding is helping you, then you might want to do that. But you don't have to. Let's see. And if you're consistent with all of it, it should help you out a little bit. Okay, so there's that one. And then this one is going to be all of this stuff out here. Okay, so now I've just got to label these and then figure out what numbers go where. Okay, so let's call this, with the diploma, this would be D, and experience, let's call this E. So we'll call this D and E. Now, does it matter which one you label? No, you just have to know which one means what. Okay, so applicants who do not have a high school diploma but do have 2 years of experience, this is 32. No high school diploma, 2 years experience, so this is 32. No high school diploma and less than 2 years experience, there are 2 of those, so that goes here. They have a high school diploma and they have 2 years of experience, so that goes here, and that goes in our overlap, D and E. And don't forget to write these symbolically if that will help you. And in fact, I think we'll go ahead and do that in just a second. And then lastly, applicants who have a high school diploma. That's everybody. It doesn't say anything about experience. So I'm going to have to calculate this. Well, of course, 18 plus something gives me 45, so 45 minus 18 gives me 27. Okay. 18 plus 32 gives me 50. 27 plus 2 is 29. 32 plus 2 gives me 34. Had a little brain snafu there. And so there are a total of 79 applicants. Okay, and again, if we want to do this in symbolic, who don't have a high school diploma, so not D and E. Okay, who don't have a diploma and who do not have, so this is not D and not E. This is D and E, and this is just D. And once again, if you want to label these R1, R2, R3, and R4, you can do that as well. Okay, last problem. In a trial of new allergy medicine, 120 people were given the medicine and 80 people were given the placebo. Of those given the medicine, 90% showed improvement and did not show improvement. Okay. Now, it was really tempting for me when I first did this problem to want to label this medicine and placebo. But both of these are going to deal with either medicine or not medicine. And then this one's going to be our other category. So we'll call this medicine and placebo. And we'll call this M. And this will be improvement or no improvement. Okay. All right, now this one, I'm going to tell you the truth, I did this one twice because I just wasn't paying attention. I kind of went on overdrive and looked at the ones that we had done before. So let's think about this. Once again, while I'm thinking, I'm going to do my coloring in thing. So this would be medicine and showed improvement. This would be given the medicine and no improvement. This one would be given the placebo and showed improvement. And then out here would be given the placebo and did not show improvement. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our color coding again, or I do. Absolutely not a requirement, but it might be helpful. Okay. All right, now 120 people were given the medicine and 80 people were given the placebo. I wanted so badly to put those here, but that doesn't tell me whether they showed improvement or not. So that means there were a total of 120 given the medicine and 80 given the placebo. Then it goes, of those given the medicine, 90 showed improvement. So this is 90. Of those given the placebo, 20 did not show improvement. So this is 20. Okay. So now I can fill out everything else. I've just got to add them up. 120 minus 90 gives me 30 here. So 30 out of the 120 took the medicine but didn't get any better. Okay. If I add these up, that tells me that my universe is the allergy medicine trial of 200. Okay, so I'm going to have to back into this. So if I know this is 200, 30 plus 20 gives me 50. 200 minus 50 gives me 150 here. And 150 minus 90 gives me 60. Or I could have done 80 minus 20 gives me 60. It doesn't matter, but it's really good to go back and check on things both directions. Okay, we are done with 1C finally. We will start looking at unit conversions next time. I also wanted to, well, no, we'll talk about it next time. Okay, y'all have a great weekend.